Hello, I'm Susan Woods of Susan Woods Nonprofit Solutions. Thank you for your time. I'm excited to share this free e-guide with you that's entitled The First 5 Steps to Starting Nonprofit Organizations to Solve Community Problems. Once again, the name of the e-guide is The First 5 Steps to Starting Nonprofit Organizations to Solve Community Problems. And when you open the free e-guide, if you click on the icon, the loudspeaker icon, you can listen to me facilitate the information in this free e-guide as you move through it. Thank you so much for joining. Again, I'm Susan Woods, and my background includes working in the nonprofit sector starting back in 2003. So I am in my 21st year of focusing on the nonprofit sector. And that was in combination or simultaneously while working in the corporate finance environment. Here is some information about my background. I started a nonprofit organization called Comprehensive Community-Based Solutions Incorporated. I operated 2 programs underneath it, Panorama Computer Learning and the Emerging Leaders Mentorship Program for Black male youth. I complete the 501c3 application packets for private clients across the United States. I also facilitate in-person and online classes for nonprofit leaders. I believe in continuing education, therefore, I completed 3 nonprofit management certificate programs, one at Duke University, one at Winthrop University, and one at Wake Forest University. Because the nonprofit sector changes so frequently, it's very important to retain and maintain your ability to work within the nonprofit sector by continuing education. I am a 3-time graduate of Winthrop University in Rock Hill, South Carolina, earning a Bachelor's of Science degree in Business Administration, a Master of Arts in Teaching degree in Business Education, and a Master of Business Administration degree. So that's my background, and that's what makes me credible in sharing the information with you today. Again, we're talking about the first 5 steps to starting a 501c3 nonprofit organization to solve community problems. Step number 1 is define the problem. The problem statement describes what is wrong in the community that you've observed. Is it homelessness? Is it the lack of available healthy food items? Is it low reading skills for students in school? What's the problem that you've identified? And you must define it. Number 2, validate the problem. Just because you see a problem in the community that you believe is a problem, that doesn't necessarily mean it warrants establishing a 501c3 nonprofit organization. So to validate the problem, you must provide statistical data that proves the problem exists, such as going to the Census Bureau, looking at crime reports, looking at school scores, reading scores, things like that, that will validate the need for solving this problem. Number 3, describe the target group and the service area. The target group demographics describe the people you plan to serve, and that's describing them based on gender, based on race, based on income level, educational level, all of those things that paint a picture of the group of people you plan to serve. That's describing your target group. Now, the service area describes the location where your nonprofit will provide services, the town name, the city name, the community name, whatever area in which you plan to focus your nonprofit services, that's what you want to describe. And it doesn't have to be a large area. Number 3, name the nonprofit organization. What is the name that you're going to give your nonprofit organization? A word of advice, provide a broad name for the nonprofit so that it remains relevant as you add more programs. Let me give you a personal example. When I started my nonprofit organization back in 2003, the original name was Panorama Computer Learning Incorporated. However, 5 years later, when I received a vision from God to do a program to target Black male youth, then the name didn't fit. The name didn't fit the new program that I wanted to add under the umbrella. So I had to change the name of my organization to Comprehensive Community-Based Solutions Incorporated, and then add a program called Panorama Computer Learning, in which I traveled around to different churches, community centers, wherever I was invited to teach middle-aged people who had lost their jobs in manufacturing how to use computers. I taught them how to use Microsoft products so that they would qualify for new jobs. And then I added the Emerging Leaders Mentorship Program for Black male youth under that same umbrella. So the organization's name is the umbrella name in which you would add programs underneath it. So the suggestion here is provide a broad name so that any programs you add underneath that name makes sense. So since my nonprofit name is Comprehensive Community-Based Solutions Incorporated, I can add any type of program underneath it with any type of name because of the broad nature of my name. And number 5, acquire the EIN. Complete the application to acquire the employer identification number for your nonprofit organization. Your nonprofit organization has to have an EIN in order to earn 501c3 nonprofit status. And the EIN serves as your identifier to the public. Anytime someone wants to know anything about your nonprofit organization, all they have to do is go to irs.gov and search for your EIN, and it will tell the status of your nonprofit organization. So it acts like your social security number for people. That's how the EIN acts for nonprofit organizations, because it tracks everything you do. Because as a nonprofit organization, your records are transparent and open to the public. So the EIN is just one way people can search for information about your organization. So the 5th step in this process is acquire the EIN. So you've learned the first 5 steps to starting a 501c3 nonprofit organization to solve community problems using tax-free money. Specifically, you have learned how to define the problem, how to validate the problem, how to describe the target group and service area, how to name the nonprofit organization, and number 5, how to acquire the EIN. So what do you think about this learning style? Do you like audio-based learning? Do you like the pace of the facilitation? If you answered yes to these questions, I invite you to continue learning, because there are actually 20 steps to starting a nonprofit organization, and you've only learned the first 5. Enrollment is now open for the online self-paced course entitled Starting Nonprofits Basic Fundamentals. The Starting Nonprofits Basic Fundamentals on-demand course uses a methodical step-by-step process to teach you how to start a 501c3 nonprofit organization using audio-based content, just like you're using now. Practice activities, hands-on practice activities. So instead of just listening to me explain the different steps, the 20 different steps in starting a nonprofit, you would have to write those things. You would have to complete those steps in your hands-on practice activities. Then you have knowledge checks to test your knowledge of what you've learned. And I've broken the modules down to teach 5 steps at a time. So you have 4 different modules, and that way you have incremental learning, which helps you retain the information that I share. And then finally, you're going to have a final graded project. That means you're going to complete a project and submit it to me so that I can grade it and give you feedback on your skills that you demonstrated completing each step in the process. So how can you enroll? How can you get started? Go to my website, which is www.trustsusanwoods.com. That's www.trustsusanwoods.com. Click on Courses in the menu, select Starting Nonprofits Basic Fundamentals, process the enrollment fee, and just enjoy the self-paced course, because you can complete this course in the privacy and safety of your home, around your schedule, and at your pace. So this is a course that you want to complete if you are serious about learning the 20 steps to starting a nonprofit organization. Now, I have a membership fee of $95 to enroll, and a non-membership fee of $150. So memberships are for people who have subscribed to participate in the Susan Woods Exclusives community, and the subscription rate for that is $5 per month. So that entitles you to have discounts on all of my courses that I teach and other perks that you will enjoy. If you don't want to join, then the price of enrollment is $150. Again, I'm Susan Woods of Susan Woods Nonprofit Solutions. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope to see you in the class real soon. Have a nice day.